Newbigin was a missionary from England to India. And when he lived in India, he all sorts of amazing things. He tried to help churches that didn't used to work very well together to work well together. He ended up being a bishop in Madras. And when he was the bishop, he didn't just go around preaching. He was involved in all sorts of justice initiatives, water irrigation, training up all sorts of people. And he spent, a lifetime of missionary service in India. And then him and his wife decided they're going to come home. And they didn't fly home, they caught the bus home from India. They travelled overland. And in one sense, that was a really interesting idea because it gave them time to adjust. I arrived on a plane about 3.5 hours ago from Zurich. So I was still kind of slightly in the Swiss mindset. I'm looking for cheese wherever I go and find a cheese and chocolate. Wonderful gifts from Switzerland. But because Newbigin and his wife gradually came to Europe, they kind of had a little bit of a decompression change as they arrived. And they realised that Britain needed the gospel just as much as India did. And this Newbigin kind of started a new phase of his life as a retired missionary, trying to help the Western church realise that mission isn't just something you do overseas in another country, but mission needs to happen everywhere, and that includes here in the UK. And it was Newbigin's writing as what you might call a boomerang missionary. So he was sent out from Britain, did amazing stuff out there, and then he comes back to the UK. It's that boomerang part that I got excited about, and I started to read his work. And the first book I ever read by Newbigin was called The Gospel in a Pluralist Society. It was my favourite book because I got to the end of it and I thought I probably only understood 10% of what he had to say. And so I started again. I can't remember the last book. I needed to start again as soon as I finished it, but that was the book that did it for me. And I became so interested in his work that I did a lot of research. I did my doctoral research. So I want to talk to you a little bit about why Newbigin's work matters right now in this moment we are in history. We're asking questions as a nation about who we are and how we relate to the rest of the world. And as this conversation is happening, it's causing us to consider, well, who is even welcome in our country? So you might remember that there was a national emergency that our Home Secretary, Sajid Javid, has come back from his holiday, and he'd been holidaying in a very exclusive African safari venue, but he needed to come back because I think it was 15 migrants had made their way across the channel. And he got a battleship out, and he stood on the brig and he kind of did he's got a power stance, and as you see, his power stance, I can't emulate it, he's got one of those. And he was kind of really strong, fending off these invaders to our country. And then more recently, that was around Christmas, wasn't it? And more recently, there was the case of a young lady called Shalom. Do you remember her? So she was a 15-year-old young woman who online became radicalised and became interested in jihad and supporting ISIS. She leaves the UK and she travels to Syria and she marries an ISIS fighter and they have children together. And she explained that she was radicalised and she really wanted to come home. And she really wanted to come home and she wanted to bring her 3-year-old baby with her. And our Home Secretary took up the power stance and said, no, you can't come back. In fact, I'm going to rescind your citizenship. You can never come back. And sadly, not long after that statement was made, Shalom 3-week-old child died in a refugee camp from pretty preventable diseases. So that's kind of one of the conversations that are happening in our nation right now. Who is welcome and who isn't? Last year was I think it was the 70th anniversary of the arrival of a ship from the Caribbean called the Windrush. And on that ship were many people that were invited from the Caribbean to come to the UK to help us rebuild our economy. And it should have been a time of great celebration. But last year alone, 67 people who were part of that migration were unjustly treated or deported from the UK to the rest of the world. And it was a scandal, and you might remember the then Home Secretary, Admiral Rudd, resigned over the way it was handled. But that resignation hasn't necessarily helped. We're still in the middle of an immigration crisis. Who is welcome here and who isn't? People are very nervous about whether they're going to be deported, whether their papers are going to be have been lost or whatever. So that's happening. Last weekend there was a shooting in a mosque, two mosques, wasn't it, in Christchurch in New Zealand. And the person who was doing the shooting had taken ammunition clips and he painted, it looked like in Tipex, anti-Islamic and anti-immigrant statements. And he said some of his inspiration were some of the attacks that had happened in the UK towards immigrants. Over the Atlantic, an American president who has had the highest support from white evangelical Christians is making a big statement about who is welcome and who isn't. He's radically reduced the number of refugees that America is accepting. In fact, one large refugee charity, World Relief, has had to bring half its staff because so few refugees are being welcomed into the country. And he's also decided that it's important to build a wall, which some, I don't know, he's called it a national emergency as well, to build a wall to keep out migrants from the south of the country into America. Same time as all this is happening, Europe itself is asking questions about who is welcome and who isn't. And so a country like Hungary has decided, because of their Christian identity, that no migrants should be allowed to come in, particularly those from Syria, because they're nervous that this will be an invasion. And this Christian country of Hungary will lose its Christian identity if it welcomes too many Muslim people. I was speaking to a Hungarian journalist this morning in Zurich who says this seems to be a contradiction of what Christianity stands for. And I think he's right. I want to argue with you that an unwelcoming Christian is an oxymoron. Okay? That is a contradictory idea. Like black light, that's a contradictory idea. Or a two-story bungalow, that is a contradictory idea. Or country music, that is a... Okay, only teasing on the country music. And I want to argue that Newbigin gives us a way of thinking about that, particularly in the way that he thinks about the idea of church. Okay, you up for that? I want to challenge some of this thinking that's going on about welcome, about hospitality. In my estimation, hospitality is the defining feature of Christianity. Okay? You might say, Krish, where do you get that from? Well, in Jesus' clearest parable about the judgment day, and Jesus was the most gracious person that's ever lived, and yet he wasn't afraid to talk about judgment. And in Matthew 25, it says, the Son of Man is seated on his throne, and he gathers the nations before him. This is the big day, this is judgment day. And he separates the sheep from the goats. I couldn't work out if that was a sheep or a goat. I don't have the ability to tell the difference, so you told me it's a sheep or a lamb. Is that right? Very good. And it's great, I'm so glad he's here. It's like a personal visual aid. And he separates the sheep from the goats. And what was the defining decision about who was welcome in the kingdom and who wasn't? Do you remember? To the righteous, he says, well, you know, I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me in. I was sick and you looked after me. I was in prison and you came to visit me. And the righteous say, hey, Jesus, when did you do that? We don't remember. And do you know what Jesus said to him? Whatever you do for the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you do for me. That's a really interesting parable, isn't it? Because I grew up understanding that welcome into the kingdom of God was only based on whether I could say a prayer. If I've said a prayer that accepts Jesus into my life, then I'm in the kingdom. And Jesus seems to have a higher standard. He seems to say, well, no. If you've received mercy and grace and compassion from me, then you really ought to pass it on. And if you're not passing it on, you're not in the kingdom. Are you with me? And some people say, oh, this hospitality stuff, this justice stuff that's going on here, it's an optional extra for people that are wired a certain way. That does not make sense of Matthew 25, does it? Where Jesus talks about final destination, heaven or hell, eternal life or eternal death. This is not an optional extra, this is a defining feature. Are you with me? Now you might want to pick up, because you might think I'm talking about salvation by works. That is not what Jesus is talking about. Okay? Jesus knew the gospel, he didn't get it wrong. Jesus died on the cross for the sins of the world, so, he did everything necessary. But time and again, he has this idea of receiving grace and passing it on. He does it with forgiveness. Forgive us our sins as we forgive those who trespass against us. There is a cascade of grace that Christians are caught up in. And if you're not caught up in that, there's something seriously wrong with your life. Now, I think Newbigin, I don't think I discovered that idea of hospitality in Newbigin. I think I discovered hospitality, and then I look back and see this theme, this idea is really present in some of his work. And so it's a looking back rather than I discovered it in Newbigin. I did my doctoral thesis on this Newbigin, and I can give you one diagram with I think 6 words on it, 5 words on it, that summarises my thesis. Okay? So you don't have to read the 100,000 words I had to write in order to get my thesis. You don't even have to read Paul Weston's thesis, which I had to read in order to do my thesis, because he was the world expert, and still is, on Newbigin. And so, Newbigin was really, really interested in the church. Okay? Many people are really interested in theology, they're interested in the gospel, but Newbigin was really passionate about the church. And again, when he went to India, one of the first things he tried to do was try to get groups of churches that weren't used to working together to come together. And he spent a lot of his life trying to get Christians to work together. Unity was an important theme in his life. He was involved in something called the Church of South India, which is trying to get different denominations to come together under one banner. Now you might know, I think there's around 40,000 different Protestant denominations in the world. We're not going to do a quiz to see how many you can name, but 40,000, okay? And Newbigin was trying to reduce that by getting people to work together. So a big theme of Newbigin's life was unity. And you can read that in his book, The Reunion of the Church. You can read it in his book, The Household of God. He's trying to find common ground, common passions for Christians to work together. One of the reasons that he's driven to unity is he says that the gospel that we believe is one of reconciliation. He wrote an amazing book on a boat, on the boat out from England to India. He couldn't fly, so he took months to get there, so he wrote a book on the boat. It's called Sin and Salvation. He says, look, becoming a Christian means you get reconciled with God, because you've got sin in your life, but becoming a Christian also means you get reconciled with your neighbour. God's about putting human relationships together again. And it's also being reconciled with the world, because we've got a purpose to make a difference here on this planet. And it's also about being reconciled with yourself. There was a missiologist called Andrew Walls, and he was one of the guys that assessed my PhD thesis. And I've learned a really simple lesson: if you're writing a PhD thesis, don't misspell the name in your thesis of the person who's marking your thesis. I think I put he was Andrew E. Walls and he's Andrew F. Walls. And he noticed, of course he noticed, but he was very gracious, he still passed me. He talks about the Ephesian moment in church history. That in the church in Ephesus, Jews and Gentiles were coming together as one body. Jesus is described in the book of Ephesians as the one who blew up the wall of separation between Jew and Gentile. The Bible doesn't talk a lot about building walls, maybe in Nehemiah. It talks in the New Testament a little bit more about blowing up walls. He also talks in Ephesians about slaves and free worshipping together in one church. There is something about the gospel demonstrated when diverse people come together and love each other in a way that the world can't understand. I call it supernatural sociology. There's no way the world can make sense of who is in the room and why they love each other and why they don't just love each other when the songs are singing and the preachers are preaching, but throughout the week community. There's something powerful that communicates the gospel. So that's why Newbigin was really committed to unity. But Newbigin was also very passionate about calling the church to action in terms of mission. Okay, we weren't just supposed to sit there and kind of sing songs and pray and be a very diverse group. We had a purpose in the world. And let's Newbigin express that in terms of the idea of election. So why did God choose Abraham and then later the nation of Israel to be the carriers of the gospel to the world, the good news to the world? Why did God bless Abraham and then ask him to bless the nations? I was thinking about that, and Newbigin makes this a really important part of his thinking, that election is for the purpose of mission. Let me give you an example. So, my sister is just a little bit younger than me, and she is single. Okay? Many people like being single. My sister does not like being single. She would really like to be married. And we're Asian. I don't know if you know this. We're Asian. In Asia, it's not inappropriate for an older brother to try and help a younger sister find a wife. So I felt it was my responsibility to try and do the same. So every time I'd meet a guy, I would check his ring finger, and I'd find out a little bit about his history, his background. If he was appropriate, then I might refer him on to my sister. And I met this amazing guy, right? I mean, he was so tall, he was Scottish, he was working for a charity that was about Jesus and poverty alleviation, and he was to get all my boxes. It was awesome. And even better, he liked my books. So he's bound to be alright. So I had a new book come out, and I could have posted the book to this young man who loves God and loves the poor and loves my books. I could have posted in the book, or I could give the book to my sister to pass on to him. Does that make sense? Not only would that save postage, which is good Asian economics, it might actually make something else happen, right? You agree? Not only does the book get delivered, but a relationship might be started. But the other thing he was super passionate about, the long word for this is eschatology. And if you don't know what eschatology is, don't worry, it's not the end of the world. I've been saying that. Not many places you get to church over that. It's about the future, okay? The eschaton, the end times. And Newbigin says that the church should be a little bit of a time warp. Now, often churches are a time warp. You walk in the building and you're transported centuries into the past. Okay? But we should be connected to the past. The gospel is important and historical and real. But actually, you're supposed to be transported forward to what God is ultimately going to do. This is a little taste of the future. Does that make sense? And Newbigin says, well, actually, that's what God is doing through his church. It's a taste of the future. It's a little bit like if you go to a building site. We went to a building site not long ago. In the middle of this kind of mess of steel girders and mud and everything, there'll be a house that is pristine and perfect. And it's called a show house. Have you ever seen these things? You're supposed to walk into the house and it's gorgeous. And you can't buy that house. That's the show house. But you're supposed to buy a plot of land with a house that's yet to be built on the evidence of what you see in that house. And as people come into this household of God, they're going to taste what's to come. Does that make you follow? Alright, now, here's the bit, the key bit, the bit that I got excited about. The bit where those circles overlap, Newbigin was wonderfully excited about the work of the Holy Spirit. Okay? And he says the Holy Spirit, well, he is the one that makes us one. He unifies us. It's because of the Holy Spirit that people can love each other who have nothing in common sociologically. We're from different backgrounds, we might have different colours, we might be different ages, we might have different amounts of money in the bank, different bits of education, but by the Holy Spirit, we're meant to be one people. But actually, the Holy Spirit, he's also the one that sends us out into the world to do mission. When you read the book of Acts, they don't go out into the world until they receive the Holy Spirit, and then they're full of energy, and they're full of confidence, and out they go into the world. And actually, the Holy Spirit, well, he's the foretaste, or the arrogant down payment of what God's going to do in the future. So he's the deposit guaranteeing our future inheritance, says Ephesians. So the Holy Spirit, he's the one that centres all of these different aspects of what God's doing in the church together. That's what the Holy Spirit does. Now there was a word I took out because I thought it was a bit weird, but I'll show you. The other way that Newbigin describes what the church does, he says we are a hermeneutic of the gospel. In other words, by coming into the people of God, you get to understand what the gospel does because of how people are living. The church ought to be the most welcoming community in the world. Because that's the only way we're going to be unified, because we're going to be all sorts of different people. Everyone, the door's open, you can come in, doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. This is a place where you're welcome. Because the unity of God is expressed in diversity. The church ought to be the most welcoming place in the world because, well, the whole point of God calling us was that we might pass love and generosity and blessing on to other people. And the only way people are going to get a taste of the future is if they get invited in. You follow? So, for me, hospitality is the way that people get to encounter the church that Newbigin was talking about.